Hello, Estland fan. If you're an English teacher and have taught English to students from China, Japan, Korea, or almost any other Asian country, you may or may not have noticed that they can't actually pronounce words finishing with N. And if you listen closely, you may notice that the N is actually being replaced with NG instead. So words like one, fun, sun sound like wang, fung, and sung, respectively. If you're wondering why that happens, well, obviously because in most Asian languages, words do not finish with a consonant N. It's usually at the beginning or middle of the word, but never at the end. Now, I feel bad for the students, right? When I see teachers trying to correct their mistakes by repeating the same word over and over again. It's sun, not sung, sun, sun. But the poor student cannot actually hear the difference between sun and sung. So what should you do to fix the problem? Once again, that's important for both students and teachers. As with other cases, in this case too, we've got to reimagine the sound sequence and try to fool the brain into doing what we want it to do, which is to say the N at the end of the word, right? Okay, so let's suppose right now that the student's saying, I had fun. First, it helps to explain and show the tongue movement and jaw position, preferably using a dental model like this one. You can purchase this online for about $40, but it's definitely worth it. So you explain that at the end of the word, the tip of the tongue should be pressed against the ridge behind the upper teeth, right? And the jaw should be relatively tight or closed. The student should not be leaving much of a gap between the teeth when they say the N at the end. All right? Now, if that doesn't work, you don't give up. You don't give up. That's not the time to give up. Now it's time to trick that stubborn brain, right? So we'll place a word after fun. So for example, I had fun at your place. And let's ask the student now to say fu-nat. Get the student to repeat nat, nat, fu-nat. And then ask the student to say fu and make N in nat longer. So fu-nat, fu-nat. And then say fu and stop at N in nat. Now put them together. Fu-n, fu-n, fu-n. And now what you've done is just rewired how the student's brain processes speech. And you've enabled him or her to produce and hear a speech pattern that they've never produced or heard before. And that's how you do it. Did you think that helped? If you did, hit the like button, share, and make sure you subscribe to Estland for more great prawn tips to help yourself or your students. See you next time, and thanks for watching.